Happy Martin Luther King Day, everybody. On Martin Luther King Day, I think that the best thing that we can do to honor King is to actually read his own words. And I would recommend, if you're going to read one thing, go out and read a letter from a Birmingham jail. It is, I think, one of the most eloquent, impassioned, clear-headed pieces ever written in the history of the United States of America. And I think it's really important that you read it for yourself, so that liberals and others aren't telling you what it says, but you can read for yourself and come to your own conclusions about what it says. You'll see in there Martin Luther King talking about how you in fact achieve justice. And he has a philosophy, quotes from St. Augustine. It's rooted in St. Thomas Aquinas and the idea of what is a just and an unjust law. And I encourage you to read it yourself, because what you'll see is that King is quoting folks like Thomas Jefferson and Abraham Lincoln, who the modern leftist cancel culture wants to extinguish. He talks about academic freedom and how Socrates helped us to get to a place of academic freedom, which again, the left disavows. But perhaps most importantly, when King is talking about how you deal with injustice, he's very clear about the process. He says, first, you do an assessment. You say, like, where is the problem and what is the problem? You have a very clear-headed understanding of that. And then second, if there is a problem, you engage in negotiation. And if the negotiation fails, then there's the third point, which you will never hear a leftist mention, but is absolutely core to King's philosophy. He got this idea from St. Thomas Aquinas. He saw what Gandhi was doing in India. And the third point is self-purification. If you're going to engage in direct action, if you want to change someone's heart, which was the point of direct action, to demonstrate the injustice of an unjust law, then you have to purify yourself, which is why King talks about in the letter from a Birmingham jail the process of self-purification and training that he and others in the civil rights movement went through. And then finally, you engage in direct action. And you engage in direct action for the purpose of demonstrating the injustice of an unjust law. And he's very clear about what he calls the nightmare of violence. He's very clear about what he says is the right path forward. But again, don't take my word for it. I encourage everyone to read it for yourself, but don't let the elitists read it for you. Don't let them tell you what it says. Read it. Read what Martin Luther King says about the importance of freedom of religion, the importance of freedom of worship, and ask yourself where you think he'd stand with all of this COVID tyranny, trying to shut down churches. Read clearly what he says about the heart that is necessary to bring about a more just society, and ask yourself if he would be agreeing with people who are looting and rioting and beating peaceful people engaged in prayer. Ask yourself that question. Don't let the elitists tell you what to think. I encourage everyone to read this, because what you'll see in the letter from a Birmingham jail is an incredibly well-informed, extraordinarily deep understanding of the human condition. And King, obviously, he quotes and he gives examples from the Old Testament about people who stood up to Nebuchadnezzar. He quotes from examples. He talks about the patriots standing up in the Boston Tea Party. But what is clear throughout the letter is his heart for and his love for both the United States of America and its promise, and his love for his fellow human beings. Again, read the letter yourself. Don't take my word for it. Don't take anybody's word for it. I promise you, if everyone reads that letter today, we're going to be a better and a stronger country. God bless you guys.